Hey everybody, Shane here from VidGamiac.com. Here we are today back in Life is Strange Double Exposure, going for the Page Turner achievement. This is to find all of the staff's books. This is going to be a collectible type that's going to be spread across two chapters, both chapters 2 and 3. First one up is going to be in chapter 2, subchapter By the Horns. This is going to be the subchapter that's going to be divided into 3 arcs. This one's going to be found during Gwen's arc. We're going to sneak into her office. This is on the Living World line, so make sure you do keep that in mind. You should be able to open up the door and then head on inside, as the door is going to be wide open. And then once we're in here, we're going to need to look around. You are supposed to check her desk, but she's going to have a little side desk right here off to the right. And then atop this one is going to be this book right here, which is going to be her memoir. Make sure you pick that up. That's going to be the first one that counts towards the achievement. And that's going to also be the first missable one. Next one up, we're going to need to hop over to the Dead World line, so make sure you world leap. There's going to be a portal right behind you, so make sure you do take advantage of it, and then hop on over. Once you are over, you're going to want to check her main desk, and then atop of it is going to be another book. If you remember from chapter 1, this is going to be the book that we got her from the library. You are able to pick it up here and then examine it. So make sure you examine the desk, and then once you get the close-up view, you're supposed to snoop around. But we're just going to grab this book of essays right here, a button to read note, and that's going to take care of another book, even though we don't actually read it. This is going to be part of the story, as we are going to need to have this note examined for story reasons. So feel free to wrap up the rest of your investigation here. We're going to need to leave and then wrap this part of Gwen's arc up anyways. We're going to pick things back up with the Lucas arc, which you can start right away as soon as you get back out into the Fine Arts building. You want to make sure you turn to the left. We're going to still be on the Dead World line right here, and we should be able to find Lucas, who's going to be at this table. You aren't going to be able to talk to him until you world leap back onto the Living World line, so make sure you do that. There's going to be a portal right here by this door in this secluded area, so make sure you make the jump, and then we should be able to go back to that same table, and Lucas is still going to be here. Make sure you hit the A button to speak to him. This is all going to be part of the puzzle that you need to solve in order to get into his briefcase, so make sure you square this away. All part of the main story, of course. Once this first conversation is taken care of and you are back in control of your character, needing to get into the briefcase, we're going to need to do another world line hop, so make sure you hit up that portal again. Make sure you jump back to the Dead World line, and then once we are back here, we're going to head back to Lucas. We should be able to talk to him at this point. We needed to speak to him in the Living World line in order for the conversation to become available in the Dead World line. So make sure you get through this conversation, and then once it's over, what you can do is you can turn back around. You can examine the stack of books that he has on the table, and he's going to offer to give you a signed one. Make sure you take him up on this offer, as it's not only going to count as a book for this particular achievement, it's also going to count as a clue for the evidence box achievement. So you should be able to kill 2 birds with 1 stone with this one collectible, so make sure you do pick it up. So once you're back in control, make sure you hit the A button on the stack, and that should pocket the book, and that's going to count as the collectible for both of these achievements. That's also going to do it for all of the books in Chapter 2, so we can move on to Chapter 3. The first book that we're going to find is going to be kind of story related. It's going to be found in the subchapter Reverses. This is going to be done when we head back to Gwen's office. Now, Gwen is going to have a copy of Safi's manuscript on her desk, and we're going to need this, as it's going to not only be part of the main story, it's also going to be a collectible that counts for this achievement. Now, there's going to be a couple of different ways of getting it, as it's going to all be dependent on Gwen's loyalty to you. Now, no matter what happens, we're going to need to grab that manuscript in the Living World line. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you world leap over. So there's going to be a portal right here in the office as well. Make sure you do take advantage of that. So make sure you get back to the Living World line, and then make sure you head back to Gwen's desk. She should be gone at the moment, which is going to give us access to the drawer right here on the right side. Make sure you open it up, and then inside should be Safi's manuscript. Make sure you pocket that, and that's going to be what counts for the achievement. So once all that's taken care of, we're going to press forward and complete the rest of the subchapter. Towards the end, we're going to get to the Lucas arc. Now, what's going to happen is going to be completely dependent on his loyalty to you. So he's either going to let you in his office or he's going to kick you out. That part isn't going to really matter since we're going to world leap anyways. So just make sure you wrap up this conversation, whether it be welcoming or hostile, and then once you are back in control of your character, we're going to need to world leap to the other world line anyways, as that's going to be the only way where we can look around his office. So you're either going to leave by your own volition or you're going to get kicked out. Nonetheless, once you are back out in the fine art building, you're going to want to look for the portal and make sure you world leap over to the dead world line. Once you are here, you should be able to enter his office as he's going to be out for the moment. So make sure you hop on inside, and we're going to be on the lookout for the last few books. There's going to be a total of 3 left, all of which are going to be in his office. So we're going to wrap up the achievement in a moment. First book up is going to be in the drawer at his desk. Make sure you open that one up. That should take care of the first one. And then while we are at his desk, we're going to look on top of it. And there's going to be this book right here with the post-it note on it. Make sure you take a look at that. You might have to go around the desk in order to get a better reach. But it's going to be this one, Advanced Reader Copy. Make sure you hit the Y button to look at it. And then we're going to have one more, which is going to be story related and is also going to end the sequence. So make sure you wrap up whatever you have to examine in the office before you go for this next book, as it's going to force you into the next story bit. So feel free to look around his desk or in the filing cabinets. But in order to grab the last book, which again is going to be story related and is going to end this part, we're going to need to grab the photo frame on his desk and then look underneath it for a key. This key is going to open up the drawer that's going to be part of the golden typewriter. So make sure you use the key on the typewriter, and then inside should be this manuscript. That's also going to be the last book. You're going to get some important story bits, but more importantly, that's going to be the last book. There's the achievement, 15 gamer score, and that's all there is to it.